Oh, the Mac is coming. The Mac is back. April 11th. Nurmagomedov! You're in some trouble, baby. You're in some trouble. I tell you that.
Hey, Tyson Fury. I see you have fun in your training camp. In my training camp, also have fun. But in the fight, gonna be fun.
Khabib Nurmagomedov took a sharp jab at Tyson Fury, saying the heavyweight boxer treats retirement like something he picks up and drops, not a final choice.
Come on.
I think Tyson Fury come out, 5 times. Yeah, every summer he retired.
The MMA legend spoke honestly about Fury's retirement, saying the same pattern keeps happening again and again. Khabib said Fury has said he was retiring about 5 times, and it often happens in the summer. He suggested that Fury may run low on money and then come back to boxing to earn more. Even with this criticism, Khabib admitted that Fury is still one of the best heavyweight boxers of this time.
Tyson Fury announced he was coming out of retirement today. What's happening? Are you going to ever come out of retirement and fight again, or are you happy in a leadership role? Tell us, come on.
I think Tyson Fury come out, 5 times. Yeah, every summer he retired. I think before vacation he announced he retiring, then I think he spent all his money and he come back, This is how I feel. But Tyson is a great champion, And I think he's coming back against Dagestani again. Yeah.
So you won't be
of course, I'm gonna watch this fight. I'm gonna watch this fight, and always fun to watch Tyson Fury. He's one of the best in our era heavyweight.
This commentary from Khabib Nurmagomedov comes at a very interesting time for Tyson Fury, who is currently preparing for his latest comeback after spending almost a full year away from competitive boxing. The 37-year-old British heavyweight recently made it official, announcing this week that he is returning to the ring. Fury's next opponent will be Arslanbek Makhmudov, and the two fighters are set to face off on April 11th in the United Kingdom. The exact venue hasn't been announced yet, but fans will be able to watch the fight through Netflix, marking the first time Fury has teamed up with the streaming service. The lead-up to this comeback has been full of drama, making it one of the most anticipated returns in recent heavyweight boxing. Fury's professional record stands at 34 wins, 2 losses and 1 draw, with 24 of those wins coming by knockout. Both of his losses came against Alexander Usyk in 2024. Their first fight ended in a close split decision victory for Usyk, and in the rematch later that December the Ukrainian fighter won again by points. After losing twice in a row to Usyk, Fury decided to step away from professional boxing in January 2025. At the time, it seemed like he might stay retired for good, but history and his past patterns suggested that a return to the ring was always a strong possibility.
Tyson Fury to fight Arslanbek Makhmudov on April 11th. This is big news. Makhmudov is kind of thought of as a good heavyweight, certainly not an elite heavyweight, but a good heavyweight, and I think we saw that against Dave Allen. He is most definitely a top 15, top 20 guy, and that's okay as a comeback fight. I mean, you've been out the ring, as Fury has, for a year and a half. I don't mind Arslanbek Makhmudov. He's got a relatively good chin. Gas tank's good as well. Again, you look at the Dave Allen fight, I mean, the punch stats will suggest that this guy was thrown from round 1 to, what was it, 10, 12 round fight? To the end anyway. So he's got a good gas tank, but Fury, if there's anything left in Tyson Fury, Fury should be able to get rid of this kid comfortably. And if not get rid of him, it should be a very comfortable, wide points decision.
The comeback news has caused different reactions across the boxing world. Deontay Wilder, who has a long and intense history with Fury after fighting him in a famous 3-fight series over 3 years, did not seem impressed. The American heavyweight, known as the Bronze Bomber, said he was not surprised at all by Fury's return. He described it as the same kind of move Fury has made many times before in his career.
Tyson Fury coming back, man. Straight out.
I mean, it's nothing new. He always retire and come back, retire, come back. So, same old thing.
But dude, so I got knocked out?
What's that?
The long history between Wilder and Fury makes these comments more meaningful. Their first fight ended in a debated split draw, which let Wilder keep his WBC title even though many people felt Fury had done enough to win. The next 2 fights told a different story as Fury stopped Wilder in both matches. These wins helped Fury win the WBC belt and later defend it, clearly showing he was the better fighter between them. As Fury gets ready for his April 11th fight with Makhmudov, Wilder is also preparing for his own bout on April 4th against Derek Chisora at the O2 Arena in London. This fight between two experienced heavyweights has drawn a lot of attention, especially since both have faced tough times in recent years. Wilder, now 40, has struggled lately with losses to Joseph Parker and Zhilei Zhang. He lost clearly to Parker by decision and was stopped by Zhang in the 5th round. His latest fight ended better, as he went 7 rounds before stopping Terrell H. Herndon in June last year.
Derek Chisora versus Deontay Wilder. Done for April. I don't care who's promoting it. I don't care who's broadcasting it. I love the fact that neither man has used their profile to leapfrog the rankings to get an unwarranted title shot. This is just two lads at the same stage of their career in a competitive fight that will guarantee entertainment, both outside and inside the ring. Yeah, it will be a slobber knocker, but who doesn't like watching a slobber knocker every now and again? Bring it on.
At 42 years old, Chisora is another fighter who has had better times in his career. His last major loss came in 2022, when Fury stopped him in a tough fight that made people question his future. Since then, the London heavyweight has put together strong points wins over Gerald Washington, Joe Joyce, and Otto Wallen. These victories showed that even at his age he can still compete at a solid level. The fight between Wilder and Chisora is also a big change from Wilder's original plans. At first, talks were happening for Wilder to face Oleksandr Usyk in a title fight for the Unified World Heavyweight Championship. Usyk had called out Wilder near the end of last year, and both sides discussed holding the fight in the United States. But the talks took too long, so Wilder decided to look for another fight instead.
Your fight was just announced and we're so excited, live on DAZN, April 4th. What would you tell your fans, trying to convince them to watch you?
It's a sad day, because 2 legends will be retiring the same day.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not so motivational, though.
Yeah, I mean, like, when I beat Deontay Wilder, you'll be retiring.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'll be retiring as well, so why not?
Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Enjoy the fight.
But it's going to be amazing. O2 Arena, homecoming for myself again. And the last time I was there, I called it the last dance. So I might call this one the last dance again, too.
Wow, the last dance, like Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Well, we're very excited, and it's going to be here on DAZN, so maybe I'll be working it.
I would love you to come and work on it.
Wilder said that fight talks often take longer than expected and can run into problems. He explained that waiting for the Usyk fight was taking too much time, so he needed to choose another opponent and get back into the ring sooner. Some people see the Chisora fight as an easy warm-up, but Wilder strongly disagreed. He said Chisora is not an easy opponent and stressed that he is mentally, physically, and emotionally ready for the fight. Chisora is coming in serious after stopping Daniel Dubois in the 5th round, showing he wants to win. Meanwhile, Usyk has said he wants to have at least 2 more fights before possibly retiring. Now the big question is who will challenge him for his WBC, IBF, and WBA titles. With the Wilder fight no longer happening and other top fighters dealing with their own plans, the future challengers remain unclear.
There was a lot going on. I don't want to put words in nobody's mouth, but the process was taking too long, and we need to get out and get a fight and stuff like that. So by the time the Derek fight got made, then that's when that side came out and we had we wanted to start negotiations and stuff, but it's too much time to pass. So I rather, since I'm out, I've been out, I'd rather take some. I wouldn't want to call it a warm up or anything like that. There is no pushover at all. He's coming to fight from the 1st to the 12th round, and I'm mentally, physically, emotionally prepared for that each and every day. Right now, I'm thinking about it. So this is there's one of them fights right there. You gotta be there to see it, and you don't want to miss it. It's one of them fights that make your heart beat. It's one of them fights that if you ain't right, you can be unalive. So.
Promoter Eddie Hearn shared his thoughts on the Wilder vs. Chisora fight and said he believes it favors the British veteran. He described Chisora as a hero and icon in British boxing who has earned great respect over the years. While Hearn admitted that Wilder is still a big name who brings excitement, he said the American is no longer at his best. Based on where both fighters are in their careers right now, Hearn predicted that Chisora would win, making it a good matchup for the London fighter.
Chisora Wilder. He's all right. Obviously, look, Dell is what Dell is. He's a British boxing, what would you want to call him? Hero? Icon? Wilder is way past his best, but always a name and always exciting. And I think Chisora wins. So I think it's a good fight for Del. Yeah.
Sergio Mora shared his view on the fight and said he is excited about the matchup. He explained that at this point in their careers, the fight makes more sense than a Wilder versus Usyk bout. Mora said Wilder should face fighters who match his current level, not those at the very top of the division. Even though Chisora is on a 3-fight winning streak, Mora believes he fits this role as a well-known fighter who is no longer at the highest level of heavyweight boxing.
What do you think of Wilder versus Chisora?
I love that fight. It makes more sense than Wilder and Usyk. I think we had a topic saying that Usyk was going to fight Wilder. I'm like, for what? I go, he should be fighting someone that's already on his side, where he's lost or he already's been knocked out, that has a name but is not at the top level. And Derek Chisora fits all those boxes, even though he is on a 3-fight win streak. Chisora has fought all the big names, have come up short, similar to Wilder. Wilder has that puncher's chance. Chisora has the experience, and I think is probably the better boxer, the better natural fighter is Chisora. Wilder's just a freak of nature with the power and the size and length and everything else. I love that fight, and I actually would favor Chisora to do something great in that fight. Yeah, man. Not only because of the momentum, but the style. He's a better fighter than Wilder. Wilder is not polished. Wilder has came a long way with just raw power and size.
Looking back at Fury's situation, his next opponent, Makhmudov, brings an interesting challenge. The 6 feet 6 inches Russian fighter is coming off a points win over Dave Allen, but his record also includes stoppage losses to Ajit Kabale, the WBC interim champion, and Guido Vianello, a tough contender. Even so, Makhmudov has been more active than Fury, winning 2 strong fights last year, which could help his timing and sharpness in the ring. Dave Allen shared his own experience fighting Makhmudov and admitted he felt real fear before the bout. He said facing the Russian was truly intimidating. Although Allen felt fit and trusted his toughness to last the fight, he admitted that Makhmudov has real skill and can still compete well, even if he may be past his very best years.
Just quick, what was your initial reaction to the news that Tyson was coming back?
Well, I think we knew he'd be back. Probably the only man that's retired more than me. The Makhmudov fight wasn't a surprise. I'm really happy for Arsenbeck as well. He's a really nice guy. A lot of people ask me, are you disappointed that you didn't win and get the Fury fight? But I didn't win. So, you know, he deserved his opportunity. Overall, it's good for the sport. It brings a lot of eyes to it. It's on Netflix. It's going to be a big event. The biggest factor for me is not really Makhmudov. The biggest factor is the timeout. The biggest factor is Tyson is now nearing 40 years of age. And at nearly 40, being inactive, things can go wrong overnight. You know, the Usyk fights were hard. So what has Tyson got left? And Makhmudov, on paper, is a pretty good return match. But at Tyson's age, with that inactivity, you never really know. So there is question marks there.
During their fight, Dave Allen proved to be a very tough and stubborn opponent, pushing Makhmudov much harder than many people expected. Even though Allen fought well and made the Russian work for every round, Makhmudov eventually won by unanimous decision. He relied heavily on his powerful jab, using it consistently throughout the fight. That jab is an important weapon, and it could give Fury serious problems if he comes back looking rusty or isn't fully motivated after being away from boxing for a whole year. Hall of Fame fighter Andre Ward also shared his thoughts about Fury's return, welcoming the news but with one important condition. Ward said he only wants to see Fury back in the ring if he is truly motivated and hungry to fight at the highest level. His concern comes from watching Fury's career, where he has sometimes performed differently depending on the opponent. Fury has a history of stepping up his game against strong opponents but not always preparing with full intensity if he feels the fight isn't a real challenge. Ward explained that for Fury to bring out his very best performance he needs a real test, an opponent who pushes him and makes him feel the pressure to fight hard. Otherwise, Fury might not train or perform at the level fans expect, which could make the fight much closer or less exciting than it could be.
Brilliant. Great to have Fury back. Fantastic. Decent fight. You know, I think he beats Makhmudov, but I think Makhmudov's he's a great fighter, and I know he'll be coming for the upset. So, like I said,
Fury was supposed to fight Joshua next after reversing his retirement, but a sudden tragedy forced Joshua to step away from boxing for a while. He recently lost 2 close friends in Nigeria and needed time to honor them and deal with his grief. Even with this delay, many boxing experts believe Fury versus Joshua could still happen before the year ends, giving fans the big domestic super fight they've been waiting for and talking about for years. Promoters are very excited to see Fury back, calling it brilliant and fantastic for boxing. Looking at Fury's upcoming fight with Makhmudov, they said Fury should win because of his skill and experience, but Makhmudov is still a real threat. The Russian has strong knockout power and is coming in determined to pull off a big upset that could shake up the heavyweight division. Hearn pointed out that if Fury isn't at his best or struggles after his long break, the fight could turn into a tough, competitive battle instead of the easy win many expect. This version is longer and more detailed, stretching the paragraph so it reads more like a 30-second segment for a voiceover script.
Tyson Fury's back.
Yeah.
He's fighting Makhmudov. Makhmudov, what do you make of him coming out of retirement? Do you want to see him back? Are you glad he's back? Do you care? Do you think it's a good move? Like, I don't know how to feel about Tyson Fury coming back. And when he retired, it was like, he's not retiring. He's not going to stay retired. I think he's retired 4 times. I don't want to give him stick.
I like the AJ and Fury fight, but AJ's dealing with some personal stuff, and just sort of mourning and taking his time. It seems like Fury, if he's not motivated, I don't want to see him back, and we won't know that until we see him fight night. If he's motivated, why not?
Yeah, and Makhmudov is a fight that should win.
But Fury's fought up and down to the level of competition throughout the years.
Of course.
So he needs a threat. He needs a test, because when he feels like he's not threatened, he doesn't always prepare.
Saw that against Ngannou, didn't we?
As April 11th gets closer, everyone in boxing will be watching to see if Fury can return to the top form that made him a dominant heavyweight. People will want to know if his year off and getting older have made it harder for him to fight, even against someone like Makhmudov. The fight will show not just who wins, but whether Fury is truly back for one last big run or just returning to earn more money before finally retiring.